A big part of it for us was actually thinking about how we talk to them on the website and really personalizing the voice and tone of the copy and really making the benefits of the Alumni Association come through and really focusing on the things that would be valuable to them as alumni.
So, with a new product, there is some kind of benefit to using that product. Instead of, if a company is trying to sell something, they don't tell you necessarily how you should be supporting them. They tell you why you're an important part of the life of the product, why the product can enhance their life, the benefits of it. And so treating alumni as a customer is sort of shifting that conversation a little bit, and also treating them as part of the family, rather than just we're trying to sell you something. It's like we welcome you, we embrace you.
We went through a process of starting with a high-level strategy that defined the goals and what we were trying to achieve on major sections of the website. And then after we did that, we put together page tables for the content throughout the site and really got our colleagues in the Alumni Association to focus in on the information that was most important to deliver. And it was really helpful for them to have that tool to go through that process, especially as they were evaluating existing content and what needed to change with that content, how they needed to prioritize the information and how it was going to be delivered on the page. And then we also developed an editorial style guide, and we started to talk a little bit about analytics, and that's definitely something that is becoming more and more important in higher education, is really developing right from the outset what you want to measure and how you're going to measure that.
Part of the strategy was, the intention of it was to provide them with a tool that if anyone in the organization came to them and requested that their content be put on the website, they could say, well, let's review the core purpose for this page and our core user tasks that we want to have users be able to do, our goals for the page. And then they could say back to the person who's requesting that content to be added, this does or does not meet our core purpose for this page. And I've heard back from the Alumni Association that they found that to be a really helpful tool, because they have chapters all over the world. They have lots of different departments within the corporate headquarters of the Alumni Association, and they all have an agenda, and they all have something that they want to have happen or to communicate with various audiences. So having that sort of, as they're armed with a tool that they can defend the website with, and not just defend it with, they can find the place where that content does fit, and if it doesn't fit in the place where it's requested, like the homepage. I think every one would be customized. Indiana University is not a monolithic entity. Every piece of it has a distinct personality. Our business school is quite different from our School of Music, both in terms of the alumni and the students that they serve, and in terms of the messages that they want to communicate. And so everyone who we work with, from the Alumni Association to School of Informatics and Computing to on down the line, get customized.
We've had really good success with the couple of projects that we worked on and developed these tools for our clients. It's something that I think really helps them see the overall vision for the site, and as Erica said, really gives them arms them with some information to help them maintain the integrity of what we put together as a team. So I'm very optimistic about how it can continue to be useful within our organization and for higher education institutions overall. We have so many people who already feel comfortable writing and contributing to our websites. So this just gives them something to use when they're thinking about that. It's a process. It really, though, is important for whoever we're working with to have a lot of enthusiasm about content to begin with. and those people are the most successful at using this process.
Part of it is preparing them to be ready for it. Part of our process is talking to users. In this case, with the Alumni Association, we did an online user survey, and then we did an internal stakeholder report, and then we reflected back to the entire Alumni Association staff and said, here's what your users and here's what you yourself are saying about your website. And a great part of what is being talked about as needing improvement is the content. So that set us up and primed them to be able to talk about content strategy in a way that made sense to them.
Yeah, and I would add one more thing there too. For the people that we've worked with on content strategy, one of the biggest things that has helped is the feedback that they get from students and parents about the website or alumni. And once they start getting that positive feedback about how great the website is, how easily they can find information, how engaged they felt, it just makes them feel like this really adds value and is an important part of the process.
One of the biggest lessons that we learned is the importance both of storytelling and software, and having everyone on the team work together. And by the team, we mean the client team and the IU communications team, the whole team, including information architects, writers, photographers, programmers on down the line. And having that collaboration between the two makes the story come to life. If you don't have people with programming skills for social media, you have to compromise on your story. And so one of the things that we learned was in higher ed, we really need to have more emphasis on helping programmers become agile in programming for social media.
Yeah, and Erica talked this morning about the importance of educating our leadership and having an actual strategy that was written and that was in a binder, and going through that page by page with our executive director at the Alumni Association and with the executive committee. I mean, we really had to get a lot of buy-in for this project. We didn't talk a lot about that this morning, but we had many presentations that we had to give along the way to the web committee, to the executive committee that was part of the Alumni Association, and really get people excited about what we were doing and what the story was that was going to be part of this website.
And we were lucky to have a champion at the top. The executive director was very enthusiastic about the work we were doing with his team, and having that support made all the difference.